it takes a lot for it to be the right time for me to say something, but I think I've done a pretty good job of knowing when there is something to be said, then I can say it. Yeah, my dad and his grandpa both played ice hockey. So my grandpa coached my dad, and naturally my dad got me into it and coached me growing up, and that's kind of how it all started. I have a lot of great memories from playing high school hockey back then. I think my junior year when we won the state championship was pretty cool. It was pretty fun. There's something about being able to play in front of your classmates that's a little different than fans from your town. It's, you're playing a game and then the next day you're sitting in class next to them, so it's pretty cool to be a part of a culture like that. I think my dream was the same as every kid's, to make it to the NHL. At least everybody I knew growing up, their goal was to make it to the NHL, and I was lucky enough to do that. Yeah, it was a long day, but it was, it was filled with a lot of good moments. We started the day at my dad's gravesite, and my family and some of my really close friends, and then we actually went to my elementary school and had my youth hockey team come and do a little street hockey tournament for the Stanley Cup, and then we brought it over to Pinkerton after that to see everyone. For me, it was really important to bring it to those places because those are the people who helped me get to where I am and get the opportunity to raise the Stanley Cup and play in so many cool places. And I hope they enjoyed it as much as I did, because it was awesome. It was the looks on people's faces and how many happy people and proud people there were to say they helped me along the way, and rightfully so. I mean, it might be a cliche type of saying, but I think I learned that year that, you're never out of the fight. And like I said before, we had our backs against the wall, and our team was talking about trades and breaking up the team and whatnot, and the future more than what was going on right now. And I think if you can look to the guy next to you and trust him, and he'll trust you, you can get through anything. Yeah, that game in Vegas was crazy. It was actually on our team father's trip, so the team was nice enough to let me bring one of my best friends from growing up. So I remember coming out for warm-ups, and he was shirtless on the glass, banging on the glass, and you get a couple goals early, and then I think that was my first career hat trick too, and it felt fake almost, and then to get the fourth one was even crazier. And you look up and you can see all the dads and my buddy going crazy up in the box, and we lost that game, which was kind of tough, but even afterwards it was pretty cool to share that moment with my friend, and that's another night I'll never forget. Yeah, the lifestyle of a new team every year, going up and down and getting traded is definitely not easy. It's not easy on the players, it's not easy on the families, and I think with a lot of things you do it once, maybe the second time it's a little easier, but with this I don't think that's the case. And my wife's been great. I've gotten traded when I was on the road, and she's packed up an entire house and moved halfway across the country the next week, and I definitely owe her a lot for everything she's put in. But at the same time, it's been fun, it's been cool. I've got to play in a lot of different cool cities. I've played with a lot of great guys, and I wouldn't give that back. I think the hardest part about getting traded is just having to restart, having to find a new place to live, having to, you walk in a locker room and there's 30 players, 5 trainers, 5 coaches, staff around the rink, and you have to learn a lot of names and faces and qualities very quickly. And it might be easier for some guys, but it's not my strong suit. Kind of having to restart and refresh your brain and learn all that over again is tough. I'm normally a pretty quiet guy, so it can be tough. Playing in North America for the last 8 or 9 years, you cross paths with a lot of guys, so I think a lot of new places I've been, I've at least known 1 or 2 guys in passing or friends of friends, so I think being able to have that and have somebody like that show you the way is very helpful. When it's the right time, I like to joke around and have laughs like any other guy, but I'm not the guy who's gonna stand up and get the boys pumped up or give a speech or anything like that. I think I'm more of a laid-back, reserved, quiet guy, and if the time is right, I can step up. My career in life has given me a lot of different perspectives, and I've seen a lot of different scenarios, and it takes a lot for it to be the right time for me to say something, but I think I've done a pretty good job of knowing when there is something to be said, then I can say it. I think the best teammates are the guys you can trust, and when there's work to be done, they're working. When there's jokes to be made, they can joke. I think I like a good balance of a teammate like that. And, you know, I've had a lot of great teammates over the years, and it seems to always be when the team needs them most in a certain moment, they're showing up in that way, whether it's game time and they're dialed in, they can lead the way, or even practice, they're dialed in leading the way, versus in the locker room when it's, you know, things have been going well and we're joking around and stuff like that. Oh, the groceries is the hardest. I think for me, coming here, it's better now. We've figured it out a little bit, but I think there's a lot of different stuff in the grocery stores than there is back home, and it might be stocked differently in different places. And there's been times where I've walked around the grocery store for 20 minutes looking for something and quit and changed my whole dinner plan because of it.